What's going on YouTube? C-Doug Fades here from All City Cuts. Let's get straight into this cut. As you can see, this video is from a while ago. I got these clippers. They were brand new. I'm showing my client, getting right before the cut. We're getting into it, chopping it up. But yeah, right here today, we're going to be doing a Mohawk mullet kind of style cut. We used to keep his mullet in the front more, but we slowly went behind the ear, and now he loves it like this. But we're clearing our whole panel with a one open, and I think we eventually do close it, but we're clearing this panel out with a one. And yeah, you just want to make sure when you do these steps, you don't cut the long hair. As you can see with my comb, I'm using it to pull back the hair. And yeah, so if you cut that long hair, you're cooked. You're totally cooked. You fold down the ear, use the inside or outside of the blade. You just want to really make sure you don't cut the long hair. If you guys are enjoying these videos, please like, comment, subscribe. I'm trying to get out a lot of valuable content that helped me and still helps me to this day. It'd mean the world to me if you guys can just subscribe and enjoy the content. I'm making this to help a lot of people and to look back on when I get older. So enjoy. Now, like we just did on the other side, we're getting into it on this side. Still with the one one open. Sorry, I keep messing up, one closed, one open. But yeah, my client likes it longer and dark, so I try to leave it long but trimmed so you can still see his lineup. As you can see, he got red hair, so it's kind of hard to get a nice lineup on that when it's short because it kind of blends in with his skin. But yeah, if you guys could leave me a comment below in the comment section if you rather see more POV angles more than stationary tutorials on the camera, let me know. I got all kind of camera mounts. I could use my good quality camera and record the highest quality videos for you guys in the first person point of view. Just let me know. And here we are picking out the beard. As you can see, my client got one of the best beards I cut. I'm jealous every time he comes in, and I want his beard because I cannot grow a beard like that. I've been cutting him for about a good 4 or 5 years, so me and him are comfortable. He let me record this video. Shout out Nick, you know what I'm saying? My car detail guy right here. If you guys need your car detailed in the Beaver County area, please hit up my boy Nick. He's best in the game, on call, comes to your house, does it all. Now after we pick out the beard, we're going to edge it up a little bit. I like picking it out and edge it up because all those flyaway hairs that you pick, they're gonna be able to be cut, and his beard's gonna be way better shaped. But since we already got the tool in our hand, we're gonna line it up around the ear as well. I like to utilize the tool when I have it in my hand so I could just do everything I gotta do with it all at once and not pick it up, put it down, pick it up, put it down, pick it up, put it down, you know what I mean? So I just line up the whole head right here. Now we're getting into the mustache. Guys, I'm not gonna lie to you, to this day, I feel like I still struggle with mustaches. Just because everyone's face shape is different, everyone wants a different style mustache. Some people don't care, but I feel like it's kind of hard to get that symmetry right to left, right on it. But luckily my client right here, he just gets a cut down and we edge up the top just a little bit. But every mustache I cut down with, I usually use my zero guard with the grain, the master guards of course, but other ways I do it as well. I get the one guard with the wall one guard and I do it against the grain. Bro, right here when you line up the mustache, you're going to want to just like barely take it off the lip. Line it up, make sure it's straight. Make sure you're just not eating his mustache. Make sure you tap that other side as well. And right here comes the scariest part, lining up the top. One motion, if you go the wrong way, it is over for my man. But yeah, I've definitely done that before. One time I had to give one of my clients a pencil thin mustache because he decided to move. But yeah, right here we're barely tapping it, just making it neat so it's not growing up into his nose. Nothing too crazy. But yeah, see how much more neat it looks? Just knocking off those hairs, getting it out of his nose. Now we're going to take out the clips on top and cut the hair. Here we go. Now we got the top fully saturated and I split it straight down the middle. I'm going to be trimming about 1/4 inch off the top and I split it down the middle. This is the DFS formula. And this system, honestly, it makes hair cutting on top so simple. He does have blended sides, so I'm not trying to blend it into the sides, but I don't want a lot of overhang. So I use this method to make sure I trim that edge and it gives me a really even cut all the way through because he does rock a slick back with this because he always wears hats. So this I find the best system for me while doing this haircut. But like I said, I'm going to be trimming it like this and we're going to go all the way through and just trim 1/4 off. Just like we did on the other side, we're doing the same thing. Make sure you just trim that 1/4 off. Guys, I do understand scissor work can be scary, but if you do your research, study up on videos, and get in the reps, scissor work's honestly a little bit easier than the clipper work on some certain hair types because hair grows in all certain different directions. But if you know how to use the scissors and blend in with the top or with the clipper work, it's honestly the easiest. But here I go, I'm using my guideline from the bottom to trim the top. As you can see, it's not that much, but a little goes a long way when it comes to trimming hair. This angle is kind of crazy in the POV, I'm not gonna lie. I'm definitely getting the meta glasses here soon, so bear with me. I'm gonna try getting those and filming all kind of content for the month. I'm trying to get a content system that I could film one day and have 30 pieces of content. That's the goal. So on one day or my off day or in the shop, I'm gonna film all my content. And here we go, grabbing the other side, doing the same exact thing. Honestly, guys, the system I use, whatever I do on one side, I do exactly the same thing on the other. I don't like jumping around or doing guesswork or having to pick up the same tool and put it back down multiple times. I like doing the same thing all over the head. It's utilizing my tool and making me super efficient as I go. And here we are getting to my favorite part, the beard sculpting. As you can see, he has an amazing beard, so this is gonna be fun. I'm looking at the thing from all angles, and I wanna make sure I get it even on both sides and get the front even. I'm gonna be honest with you, it's so hard because you don't wanna drop the clipper when you're doing someone's beard. That is like the worst feeling ever if you ever drop the clipper while doing someone's beard. But you wanna make sure when you're doing beards, you look at it from all angles and all sides. I just try and get the see-through stuff out the way and make it as even as possible. When they have a fuller beard, it makes it so much easier to sculpt it, honestly. Here's a tip for you guys that I do, and I started realizing I do more. I don't really use the trimmer underneath necks unless I'm really trying to get the neckline on the neck. I like getting a clipper closed. It's wider. It catches more hairs. I like going like that because it feels like it gets it more even underneath of the neck than it would with the trimmer, and you have to keep going over and over and over again. So quick tip, I like using the clipper under the neck instead of a trimmer all the way through. Remember, like I said before, you want to look at this thing from all angles. There's all kind of hairs sticking out everywhere. You want to make sure you could just get every single hair. Trust me, the client's going to love this, and you know your work's going to be solid. As you can see, I'm checking the beard side to side. That left side's still long, and I realize it, so we're going to be attacking that. Every barber has their weak side, so I guess that side is my weak side, but you just want to make sure everything's even coming straight off the cheek. He gets a one at the top of the beard. He doesn't really like it skinned out, so we're making sure each side's even. And every beard has a weak and strong side as well, so keep that in mind. I've been cutting my client for years now, so I know his hair more often than not. Another client. Now we're getting into the lineup, my favorite part. So he has very light hair and orange. This is honestly some of my favorite hair to cut, but you want to tap, you want to watch real close and make sure you don't push him back and just tap and go. Make sure you always use the corner of your blade and hit the curve. He has a mole on this side, so it's kind of tough to hit the line up where I really want it to be, so kind of got to put it around the moles or a little bit lower. I like hitting the curve at a certain angle. I'm real particular when I do my lineups. I like them looking a certain way. Don't be saying I push people back, because I do not push people back. I keep it pretty cosmetic, or I keep it pretty natural, not cosmetic, in everything I do. You want to make sure you use that edge as like a pencil. Make sure you edge and curve, or make sure you edge and you curve out the line, make it sharp. It's kind of hard to use the whole blade when you're lining someone up, so you want to get real used to using your corners. As you can see right here, I'm going back to cutting it down a little bit more. I didn't like how the hairs were laying, so we're going back over with our one guard. Now the same thing we did on that side, we're doing the same exact thing to this side. Edging them up, make sure we're hitting the curve. This side's his better side. My client doesn't have any moles on this side, so it's going to be way easier to line up, and the line's going to be exactly where I want it. I usually start at the top of my line, or at the corner, and just edge it and bring it back, and then only do that halfway, and then I start at the bottom and meet them in the middle. And then you can play around with the depth of the back side of the line or wherever you want it to be. Now, I don't know about you guys, I love having a trimmer that can hit, and say something were to happen if my client were to have to leave, or if I can't put the razor on his face by any means, I'm completely fine with this trimmer on how the line works, if that case scenario were to happen. But I love using the razor, and I'm going to be showing the razor right after I use this. But I like getting it 98% there, and then I go back with the razor and finish off the other 2%, depending on the client. But yeah, here I go going with the razor. When you use the razor, you want to make sure you always keep the skin tight, pull behind it, and just keep it taut, because if you don't do that, you will have a very likelihood of like cutting your client. It's going to be bad. So make sure you always stretch the skin, and you should be good. And make sure you hold your blade at a certain angle so you don't slice them either. If you cut it too deep or hold it at too steep of an angle, it's going to be bad. Leave a comment below on what razor you guys use. I think I got this brand off Amazon a couple years ago, and I like how thin the razor holder is, but I don't know. I've just been using it. It works. I have the Tomb 45 one and a Turkish razor. I can honestly use whatever, but this is what I'm most comfortable with, so I'm not going to try this on a brand new client using a different razor, but I always use my go-tos. Guys, you want to make sure you go over this line a lot. You want to make sure you get all the hairs off that line. It might look repetitive or redundant, but it works. But here's the final cut. If you guys like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. I'm going to be posting more videos like this, more tutorial styles. This was a POV of it. But if you like this, hit the follow button. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.